Lori, teen librarian from the Glenwood branch. Welcome to this edition of 10 in 10, where in about 10 minutes, I'll cover a mix of 10 books geared for high school students in grades 9 through 12. Let's start off with our first book, which is for all the writers and would be writers out there who are watching right now. My shouting, shattered, whispering voice offers ways to express rage, frustration, joy, and sorrow, and to substitute apathy with creativity, usurp fear with daring, counteract anxiety with the joy of writing one word down and then another to express vital but previously unarticulated thoughts. Most importantly, here you can discover the value of your own voice and come to believe that what you have to say matters. Book 2 is an exciting collection of stories featuring amazing women. Thrill Seekers, 15 Remarkable Women in Extreme Sports by Anne McCallum Statz encompasses a diverse selection of women in extreme and unique sports. What is the allure of the extreme? Who are the women who seek out and excel at sports outside the conventional, such as cave diving, wingsuit flying, or Formula One racing? This collection of adventure dynamos is as fascinating as it is empowering. Each chapter introduces readers to the modern role models and leaders, changemakers, who are opting into a life of risk, but also one of astonishing rewards. Our third book is You'd Be Home Now by Kathleen Glasgow. For all of Emery's life, she's been told who she is. In town, she's the rich one, the great-great-granddaughter of the Mills founder. At school, she's Hot Maddie Ward's younger sister. And at home, she's the good one, who has to babysit her stoner older brother, Joey. Everything gets turned on its head, though, when she and Joey were in a car accident that killed Candy Montclair. The car accident that revealed just how bad Joey's drug habit was. A journey of one sister, one brother, one family to finally recognize and love each other for who they are, not who they are supposed to be. You'd Be Home Now is Kathleen Glasgow's heartbreaking story about the opioid crisis and how it touches all of us. Book 4 is Both Sides Now by Peyton Thomas. There's only one thing standing between Finch Kelly and a full-blown case of high school senioritis: the National Speech and Debate Tournament. Taking home the gold would not only be the pinnacle of Finch's debating career, but the perfect way to launch himself into his next chapter: college in Washington, D.C., and a history-making career as the first trans congressman. What could possibly go wrong? Well, for one, this year's topic for nationals: transgender rights. If Finch wants to cinch the gold and get into college, he might have to argue against his own humanity. People say there are two sides to every argument, but as Finch is about to discover, some things, like who you are and who you love, are not up for debate. Both Sides Now by Peyton Thomas is a witty and warm-hearted novel about a trans teen finding his place in the world. It's perfect for fans of red, white, and royal blue. Book number 5 is When We Were Infinite by Kelly Loy Gilbert. With her family splintered and her future a question mark, Beth's friends, Grace, Brandon, Sunny, and Jason, are all she has. She's certain she'll never be able to tell Jason how she really feels about him, so friendship will have to be enough. Then Beth witnesses a private act of violence in Jason's home, and the whole group is shaken. The group makes a pact to protect Jason, no matter the sacrifice. When their fierce loyalty isn't enough to stop Jason from making a life-altering choice, Beth must decide how far she is willing to go for him and how much of herself she is willing to give up. When We Were Infinite by Kelly Loy Gilbert is a beautiful romantic drama about the secrets that we keep from each other and from ourselves. It's perfect for fans of Permanent Record and I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. Book 6 is Diary of a Young Naturalist. In this autobiography, Dara McAnulty chronicles the turning of a year in his Northern Ireland home patch. Beginning in spring, these diary entries about his connection to wildlife and the way he sees the world are vivid, evocative, and moving. He also captures his perspective as a teenager, juggling exams, friendships, and a life of campaigning to save the natural world. Winner of the Wainwright Prize for UK nature writing and already sold into more than a dozen countries, Diary of a Young Naturalist is a triumphant debut from an important new voice. The Island of Sea Women by Lisa C. is our seventh book and is an epic saga set over many decades, beginning during a period of Japanese colonialism in the 1930s and 40s. The residents of Jeju find themselves caught between warring empires. Mija is the daughter of a Japanese collaborator, and she will forever be marked by this association. Young Suk will inherit her mother's position leading the women divers in their village. Little do the two friends know that after surviving hundreds of dives and developing the closest of bonds, forces outside their control will push their friendship to the breaking point. A classic Lisa C. story, one of women's friendships and the larger forces that shape them, The Island of Sea Women introduces readers to the fierce and unforgettable female divers of Jeju Island and the dramatic history that shaped their lives. Book number 8 is possibly my favorite book in this list. In a new hand drawn syllabus, Making Comics by Linda Berry details her creative comics making curriculum. This book will have you drawing yourself as monsters and superheroes, will convince those who think they can't draw that they can, and most importantly, will encourage you to understand that a daily journal can be anything so long as it is hand drawn. Linda Berry believes everyone and anyone can be creative, and at the core of making comics is her certainty that creativity is vital to processing the world around us. The Mirror Season by Anna Marie McLemore is our ninth book. Graciella's whole world changes after she and a boy she barely knows are assaulted at the same party. Ciela is haunted by what happened to her, but when the boy, Locke, shows up at Ciela's school, he has no memory of that night and no clue that a single piece of mirrored glass is taking his life apart. Ciela knows who assaulted her and Locke, and she knows that their survival depends on no one finding out what really happened. The Mirror Season by Anna Marie McLemore is an unforgettable, magical story of trauma and healing told in achingly beautiful prose with great tenderness and care. The last and 10th book is a graphic novel, Run, Book 1, by the late John Lewis, along with Andrew Aden. For John Lewis, the civil rights movement as he knew it ended with the signing of the Voting Rights Act in 1965. But his struggle in the following years echo many of the same questions of civil rights and equality that are being asked even today. The movement secured the right to sit at a lunch counter. But what about the right to earn $1 to pay for your meal? Struggling with the larger question of how to rebuild the movement, Lewis had an idea. Someone should run for the 5th congressional district seat in Georgia. Run tells the story of how John Lewis entered politics, working within the community and organizing a campaign that has taken him to one of the most important seats in Congress. Run Book 1 is an astonishing graphic novel that tells this often overlooked chapter of civil rights history. I hope you enjoyed the variety of books I've covered. You can check them all out and many more at your local branch or online at hclibrary.org. Happy reading!